Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to have a look at the two DPM Kings. Yes, the DPM Kings of tank destroyers in tier 9 especially. Now, these two tanks have both held the crown. They've both held the DPM crown. So the first tank we're going to look at is the Tiger. Now, of course, both of these are tank destroyers, both of these are tier 9s, and of course both of them have fantastic DPM. So the Tiger, German tank destroyer in tier 9. Now, this is one tank I absolutely loved. Honestly, I loved it. I love playing the Tiger 8.8, which is tier 8, and if you like that, you would like this. It has far more DPM than the YAG 8.8, so almost 4,000 DPM, pretty much 4,000 DPM this tank has got. Pretty much, I think it's like 3996, so you may as well call it 4,000. And yeah, you're just constantly firing. I mean, 6.9 seconds, and you could do over 500 damage per shot. You're looking around between 400 and 450 damage, but yeah, you can constantly do that damage. And if you can permatrack someone, or if you catch a tank that has say an autoloader that's fired all of these shells into a different tank that's on a 20-second reload, you can pretty much kill that guy before he's reloaded. Now, the thing with the Tiger, it does have a little bit of armor. It does have, the upper plate is quite strong. Other than that, the armor isn't fantastic. You can see there we do get penned nice, pretty much easy again there from the Kranwagen, and you can see there, like, we haven't bounced anything, but we did get a nice 510 roll into that Kranwagen. Now, of course, when you are up against tier 10s in this tank, you do have to be very careful, because you're going to get penetrated all day long. You're going to get penetrated nice and easy. The lower plate is easy. If they switch to premium, even the upper plate is easy. So yeah, you do have to be very careful with that. So you can see here we're trying to run away, which is another problem with this tank. Now, that is pretty much the only difference between this tank and the next tank that we're going to look at, is that speed. Of course, this is a really slow tank, and at this point I'm a one-shot with a Kranwagen coming to my left. I'm expecting to die around about now. All he's got to do is come around the corner. Now, if you are actually hold down and you're hiding the front plate, you can actually get some bounces, just like we did there. Now, we got very lucky to survive that from the Kranwagen. We got that bounce when we needed it, and as I've said, the armor profile isn't the best, but you can get bounces. If you are in a hold down position, the cheeks either side of the gun are quite weak, but if you're angled, they do become very strong. But you just need to hide that upper plate, and you need to hide that lower plate. But if you're going to bully a tank that's not looking at you, I mean, if you're going to shoot a tank that's not looking at you, honestly, you can bully them like really easily. And before you know it, we still managed to get 3k damage. It wasn't a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but the fact that we done that pretty easy and pretty quickly that is what this tank is all about. So it is a nice tank. It just struggles with the armor profile a bit, and of course it does struggle with the speed as well. But other than that, if you play it against tier 8s, it is absolutely fantastic. And honestly, you can really bully those tier 8s and medium tanks. As long as they don't get behind you or at the side of you, you will be able to get some bounces from them tanks. And you can see, like, we little work, we still managed to do top damage. And to be honest, that was a very nice team. Almost pretty much every single player does 1,000 plus, except for the bottom one, which is almost 1,000. And when you have a team that does almost 1,000, half your team that does 2,000, especially when you're in tier 10, that is a very nice team. So yeah, the Tiger definitely is worth the grind. And when you get to the Panzer E100, I would carry on with the Tiger. Of course, the more you play it, it does get a little bit boring, but yeah, when you're in tier 10, you can get punished, but in tier 8 you can be the punisher. So yeah, but it's still a nice tank. Next up, we have the SU-12254. Now, this is the daddy. This is the king of DPMs. This overtook the Jagdtiger. So the Jagdtiger was the king of DPMs for a very long time. In fact, the Jagdtiger overtook the Tortoise, which was previously the highest DPM tank in the game. Then it was the Jagdtiger for a very long time, and then Wargaming decided to give the crown to another tank, which is this tank right here. Just over 4,200 DPM. 4,200 DPM, absolutely crazy. Now, just like the Jagdtiger, this is another tank that really does perform well in tier 8 because of the speed as well. The speed is absolutely fantastic. You can go with your mediums. If you can go with your mediums, you can bully them, even though they've got good DPM as well. If you just sit behind your mediums while they're fighting it out, medium versus medium, and then you're just sat behind, just absolutely destroying them, that is how this tank really does play better. Now, I do find that this tank, even though it's got the speed, I do find that this tank is played better when you are sort of sat at the back of the map. And if you got shots, if you get a map like Dead Rail and you're sat at the back, you can really farm damage very quickly. 4,200 DPM is absolutely insane. Now, where this tank does actually suck is the armor. So the Jagdtiger has got a little bit of armor, but it's got no speed. This tank has no armor, but it's got speed. So at least you can get away from trouble a lot quicker than you can with the Jagdtiger. So yeah, 4,200 DPM is absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, the Object 263, which leads on from this, does have also good DPM. It also has good speed, but yeah, I mean, and it's actually got armor, where this doesn't have that armor. You can see here we're getting bullied from the FV4005. So already we've lost out all of our hit points almost. We're down to a one shot to the convoy. If he's got the Hesh gun, he can destroy us in one shot, because people can hit Hesh at you frontally, especially Death Stars, convoys, anything like that. They will be able to destroy you very quickly. So you do have to pay very close attention to that, and make sure that you're not getting looked at, because that is where this tank really does shine. When tanks are not looking at you, that is when you can really bully them. Just get behind your team, let them take the shots, and you could just be sitting behind them and absolutely farming damage, because you're not going to bounce any shots in this tank unless you get lucky. Don't expect to sorry about that if you heard that car. Don't expect to get any bounces in this tank. So that is your DPM Kings, the battle of the DPMs. Which tank do you prefer? Do you prefer the Jagdtiger, slow but deadly, or do you prefer the SU-12254? No armor, but it's got very nice speed, and it's got a nice, very nice DPM at 4,200. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Which tank do you prefer? Hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.